this. There was a huge backlash. They claim they were getting rid of it. They're liars. It's on the FEMA website right now. Millions of Americans tattletale spies. Good. We're standing up strong and telling them that they're the terrorists. U.S. planning to recruit 1 in 24 Americans as citizen spies. Sydney Morning Herald. I'm sorry, that was just in phase 1 in 2000. I've read right off FEMA's own website that runs this, folks. It is 1 in 10 Americans to be spies. That is double what the East German Stasi had. And you're thinking, well, at least we're not as bad as Russia. Here's the Moscow Times, where they train kids with AK-47s to be tax collectors and gun grabbers at a young age in the public schools. Well, now I've got reports they're turning the public schools into military training camps for gun confiscation.
Today, they need a different sort of prodigy. Here's ABC's Mike Lee.
6:30 a.m. wake-up time. 139 children ages 10 to 14. This is no ordinary boarding school. Welcome to the Russian Tax Police Children's School. I came to this school to get a good education, says Andre, and to become a real man, to learn about self-defense and fist-fighting. There has never been a school like this, taking 11-year-old children and teaching them the finer points of collecting taxes, and teaching them to do this. These are their role models, Russia's rough and ready tax police. They knock on the door, you know it's time to pay your taxes. They wear black masks and are famous for beating up tax cheats in the Russian mafia. Their motto, we have guns and we know how to use them. At the tax police school, many of the children are orphans. Others are from broken homes. They get decent housing here, regular meals, and a guaranteed high school education with a very strange twist. How many of you think you will get in a gunfight with criminals when you grow up? How many of you are afraid of doing that? I like this profession, says 10-year-old Masha, because we have to bring order to our country at some point. If there's a shootout, says Kolia, I'll just use a machine gun. Between classes, they act just like other children. But they are being prepared for a life on the front lines of Russia's war against organized crime. A few months from now, they will begin training with police guns. Mike Lee, ABC News, Moscow.
That's our report on World News Tonight. We'll be back at 9.
Here's the Philadelphia Inquirer, folks, a mainstream newspaper, not to be confused with the National Enquirer. This is the Philadelphia Inquirer. With Homeland Security in mind, summer camp trains teens. They're trained how to run checkpoints, how to confiscate guns, how to chase adults to the woods with bloodhounds, with the police to aid Homeland Security. It's called Secure Corps, a subgroup of FEMA, set up 3 years ago, 2 years before September 11th. Years ago, I found this on the Army's website, and I made a big deal about it on the air. It was classified in the 80s. They declassified it in the 90s. Americans are already in 12 camps working in slave labor. One camp saves $3.5 million a year. Fort Bliss, Fort Dix, Camp Atterbury, Fort Lee. Americans in camps, civilian inmate labor. And we'll put a link up on the on Infowars.com for you, or you can just go directly to the website and read this on the Army website for yourself. Here's another one. Again, you're doubting me. Remember, years ago reporting this, I've been to the FEMA camps in my police state films. We show you up-close video of Marines trying to confiscate your guns and admitting it on tape. Before September 11th. This is now after. LA Times. Camps for Citizens, Ashcroft's hellish vision. Attorney General shows himself as a menace to liberty. Again, ladies and gentlemen, he promised you this would never be for American citizens. He said that if you said it was for American citizens, that you were aiding Al-Qaeda and that you would lose your liberty. What does that mean? We're not taking your rights, but if you say we're taking your rights, we'll take your rights. See, that's double-sided propaganda. That's saying, if you're dumb out there, we're not taking your rights because we know you're dumb and you won't check it out. If you are smart and know we are, we're taking your rights away. He said that to Congress. These people saying there's phantoms of lost liberty. Hey, buddy, I've read the USA Patriot Act. It's the end of America. It's all about American citizens. And now people have read what you've done. You're building your giant FEMA camps. I've got the reports right here. FEMA just put out a bid for 3 1-million-man camps. You say, oh, they'll never get away with that. If the government blows up more stuff, they will. They've already put it in the minds of most Americans that give up your liberty, you get security. When in reality, you get tyranny. See how they're marching you down this road, telling you bigger attacks are coming as you give them more power? Wall Street Journal, shredding the Constitution. At least they got it right. The fact that America is basically ending. Secret detentions violate American values. Seattle Times, mainstream news. American citizens, folks, and foreigners getting grabbed. Ashcroft seeks to abuse the use of secret court. Now, there's no way to abuse a secret court because of the whole thing. The secret court itself is an abuse. Judge orders release of 911 arrestee names. But then later said, oh, you don't have to really do that. That's okay. You don't have to tell us if they're American or if they're foreigners. You can just arrest whoever you want, and you can go ahead and execute them in secret. By the way, they said they'll execute you in secret. Again, that doesn't intimidate me. That makes me angry, folks, because they carried out the attacks, and now they're doing this to us. U.S. defies judge on enemy combatant status. Washington Post. Again, they're saying the Army can designate any American citizen as an enemy combatant and then never charge him with anything. The end of habeas corpus. Here's another one. Bush official. One more terror attack on U.S. Goodbye civil rights. Top Bush official, while speaking to a Detroit crowd, said one more attack and that's going to be the end of our civil rights. And who did Bush appoint? It was somebody appointed to the U.S. Civil Rights Commission. Peter Crisell. Look at this, folks. Mainstream news. Unbelievable. One more terror attack. Here's another one out of Newsmax. Bush would send SWAT teams to journalists' homes. CIA expert says leaks of classified information must stop. What leaks? Leaks that the government was behind the attacks. We've got to do whatever it takes, whether it means sending SWAT teams to journalists' homes to stop these leaks.
You are with us, or you're with the terrorists. And if you're with the terrorists, you will face the consequences.
FBI begins to visit libraries. Again, this too is out of the Washington Post. And by the way, it's not just libraries that they are visiting, my friends. In the USA Patriot Act, in Section 213, it's the warrantless sneak and peek. It means your house, your business, libraries, records at your business. They come in, take what they want, don't even tell you they were there after they take stuff, anything they want. Or they can come and tell you they were there and tell you it's a national security treason charge if you tell anyone that they were ever there. And they're not using them on Islamics or terrorists. They're using them on the American people. There's another one. Suspending habeas corpus. Getting rid of habeas corpus for American citizens. Foundations are in place for martial law in the U.S. Sydney Morning Herald. It's all over the foreign news. FEMA preparing for mass destruction attacks on U.S. cities. FEMA says we're about to be attacked by Iraq at any time, and that millions will die. We've got to build giant camps for everyone. Again, the gas chambers are for delousing and for your safety. FBI objects to the Constitution. This out of a Denver courtroom saying the Constitution only aids terrorists. The jury asked for copies of the amendments to the U.S. Constitution concerning the deliberation, and the judge overruled the motion to read the amendments to the jury and said the Constitution is a terrorist document. This is America, folks. FBI objects to the Constitution. Mainstream news. Meanwhile, they're telling you to give up all your liberty. Think about this. They're telling you to give up all your liberty for security. The borders are wide open. They're funding every terrorist organization you can imagine. Bill Clinton transferred 2 nuclear reactors to North Korea that produce fissile material to produce warheads. They will arm the hereditary dictator of North Korea who kills millions of his own people with nuclear weapons material, but they want your guns, America. And now, just in case you think it's just Bill Clinton, George Bush is going to transfer another 4 nuclear reactors to Kim Jong-il. Police state cashless society control grid. Quickly, Popular Science put out an artist rendering of